Welcome to part 3 of our coverage of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. If you missed parts 1 and 2, be sure to check out the links in the description. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's hit it. Spoilers ahead. Episode 6 starts us off with a very strange teaser. A contingent of Mandalorians are tracking a quarren ship because they need to bring back someone on board. The lady captain tries to shoo them away, but they won't take no for an answer. It just so happens that she's hiding a male Mon Calamari, and the two of them are in love. On one hand, this is kind of sweet. On the other, it's really weird. Anyway, don't burn the Rule 34 into your brain, we need to get to the main plot. Din and Bo-Katan find the Mandalorians on Plaisir 15. Before we can get to that, however, they're whisked away to meet the elected rulers of the planet, and... Is that Jack Black and Lizzo? Huh, I guess it is. If nothing else, I really like the bit where the Duchess gives Grogu a hug and some space fish. That is adorable. Apparently, the planet has a droid problem. Some of them are malfunctioning up to the point of assaulting the citizenry. No one really knows why, so Din and Bo-Katan have to investigate the matter. They head down to the security station and... Wait, is that Christopher Lloyd? Huh, cool. How much do you want to bet that he's the bad guy? After a little bit more exposition, our pair heads down to talk to the Ugnaughts. Bo has trouble talking to them, but Din doesn't because everyone just accepts that he's the friend of the Ugnaught from the first season. Okay. They get the list and head over to the loading bay. While Bo-Katan talks to the foreman, Din starts kicking a bunch of droids until one of them snaps, decks him, and runs away. A chase ensues, but the droid has to be taken down. Bo-Katan gets the shot, and our pair finds a spark pad that leads them to... a droid bar? Okay, I'll give the writers this one. It's actually cool, especially when coupled with the message that the robots just want to help. That's more optimistic than the usual take in the genre. Anyway, the bartender reveals that the droids drink nepenthe, which loops them up and patches their programming. One batch of the substance appears to have been contaminated, so we head over to the lab to confirm it. And then another droid malfunctions. Din takes it out, and we learn that Commissioner Gigawatts was behind it all. I mean, who else could it be? When confronted, the Commissioner reveals that he's a separatist holdout, and that his failsafe reverts the droids to battle mode. Why? Apparently, he believes in democracy and doesn't like the fact that Jack Black married Lizzo. Anyway, don't think about it, he's getting exiled. Bo-Katan gets the key to the city, Grogu is knighted, and they're all sent on their way. Bo needs to fight Axe Woves, so she does and regains control of the small fleet. Axe raises a stink because Mando still has the Darksaber, but Din just hands it back to Bo-Katan because of a loophole. Why are you the way that you are, show? I can't tell if this is a good episode or not. On one hand, I have no questions about the overwhelming majority of it. On the other, it's largely a ripoff of police procedurals, and the ending makes Mando a guest star on his own show. Anyway, don't think about it, we need to move on. Episode 7 takes us back to Coruscant. There, we find out that Spy Lady still isn't in handcuffs. Moff Gideon is surprised to learn that the Mandalorians are rallying around Bo-Katan and Din, but I'm sure we'll figure out why that is sooner or later. Right? As a consequence, the Shadow Council agrees to send some reinforcements to Gideon. This scene also sets up Thrawn and something called Project Necromancer, but I'm sure that's nothing. Back on Navarro, the Mandalorians feast and Grief has two gifts. The first is a bottle of wine that will almost certainly be enjoyed later with a certain someone. The second is a mech suit for Grogu. I'll give credit where it's due here. Grogu as a baby hasn't gotten old. Not yet, anyway. Later on, the Mandalorians depart for their homeworld. Bo-Katan drops a detachment that quickly establishes an LZ and lands her ship soon after. For some odd reason, they want to find the Great Forge almost immediately, but they soon spot a land ship full of survivors. We learn that this ragtag band once followed Bo-Katan, and they reaffirmed their loyalty. Then, Bo-Katan reveals what happened to the world. Apparently, she tried to surrender to Moff Gideon to spare as many people as she could. Gideon initially followed through on that, only to take the Darksaber and purge the rest of the planet. We also find out that the Armorer's tribe was once a part of the Death Watch. I mean, we probably could have figured that out from the name Children of the Watch, but oh well, it's a nice detail. Of course, we also hear this.
It is always our own division that destroys us.
Didn't you just say that you surrendered to the Empire? Anyway, don't think about it. Din tries to help Bo by pointing out that her honor and character matter more than blood or station. That is the reason why he serves her. Really, Mando? Are you sure about that, or is there a more personal reason? I mean, she is kind of looking at you like that. After the night, the group splits off because some of the survivors need medical attention. While the Armorer takes them back to the fleet, the rest of the Force continues its search for the Forge. And then they're ambushed. The Imperials have Beskar-style armor now, so a firefight ensues and the enemy commandos retreat. While Axe jetpacks back to send a warning to the fleet, the Mandalorians chase their enemies into an Imperial base? Anywho, Din is on the verge of being captured. Therefore, Bo-Katan whips out the Darksaber, cuts through the door, and kills the soldiers while they're trying to tie down her knight. Oh, I'm sorry, we have to stretch this out for another episode. The Imperials take Din away while Moff Gideon gloats. For some reason, he wants to open the blast door and eliminate everyone. How? They're all wearing plot armor and it would be an even fight at worst. Don't think about it. Bo-Katan cuts a hole in the back door while the Mandalorian makes his last stand. At first, he actually manages to take out everyone who comes at him, but he's stopped when his minigun overheats. That gives the 3 Praetorian guards an opening to stab him with laser things. No, not that guy. He had a son, tried to kill Din, and got into a fight over a game. Anyway, don't think about it. The episode is over. Okay, I guess they had to make a 2-parter, so let's see what's next. The finale isn't hard to summarize in the slightest. Din rescues himself with a little bit of help from Grogu, the Mandalorians evacuate their cruiser, and a massive fight ensues. Din wants to take out Moff Gideon, but he quickly discovers that the man wants to pull a Jedi outcast. Only this time, the clones are all of him. Why is this coming up now? Anyway, don't think about it, the clones are killed off. Din and Grogu have to fight off Gideon and 3 Praetorians. It's rather difficult at first because the pair are separated, but Bo-Katan's intervention allows Din to rescue his kid. Meanwhile, the Darksaber is crushed, even though it's supposedly made of Beskar. Why? Oh, did I mention that the cruiser is getting shot down? Axe aims it for the base, gets out in time, and lets it crash. Moff Gideon supposedly gets blown to bits, but so do Oh, cool. I'll give Favreau and Filoni this one. Grogu is awesome. But wait, where's Moff Gideon's body? There isn't even a puddle where he once stood. Anyway, don't think about it. The Great Forge is reignited, Ragnar is baptized again, and Din wants to take Grogu as his apprentice. Grogu can't talk and he doesn't really have any parents, so Din adopts him as his own. And then we learn that Grogu is going to be called this.
You are now Din Grogu, Mandalorian apprentice.
Great, we've all been saying it wrong. Also, why do the 2 of them need to leave Mandalore? I suppose that there is a plus side. Mando is about to tell the New Republic, Luke and Ahsoka that the Imperials are interested in a Force-sensitive army. Oh, we're not going to do that? Why not? Mando wants to contract out to the New Republic, so he takes the IG head in the bar as down payment and heads back to Navarro. There, IG-11 is reconstructed as the city marshal, our based pair gets a cabin, and we close out on a literal 4chan meme. I guess that Mando will have to run Baby Yeet's feed and seed in between adventures? Who knows? I think I can sum up this season as an unfocused mess. There are some interesting ideas here and there. However, the middle 4 episodes needed to be expanded or reconstructed altogether to give a sense of direction to the whole thing. Madam Spy Lady should have gotten arrested as well, but I guess that the New Republic has to be mind-numbingly stupid. After all, one of its 2 major political parties is the First Order. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? Thank you so much for watching. If you liked that, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. You can also share the video too, because it'll help to reach more people. If you'd like more essays faster, you can also check out the links in the description. Keep your head up, and I'll see you next time.